Bring the thumbs to heart space and an acknowledging bow towards yourself. A moment to be thankful for carving out this time to move and breathe together. And when you're ready, coming off any props, and we're going to head straight into downward facing dog at this stage. So bringing the palms and those toes to the earth and pedaling it out as you might move the body slowly on a really big heavy bicycle perhaps. And perhaps you could imagine that you are trying to make your way up a gentle hill on that big heavy bicycle. So you're getting your hips and your shoulders in. You're feeling like you're noticing parts of the body speak up a little louder, a little clearer to you in this moment. Oh, shoulder, hello. Oh, right ankle, hello. And perhaps you can send a little internal alarm to that part of the body that is biting for your attention. And then when you're ready, gently rippling forwards through to high plank pose. And we're just sort of exploring again here. Now, if you need to, you can always drop the knees at any point in your practice. Don't feel that you have to hold, modify as you need here. And I'm just taking a little exploration, feeling out what's happening with wrists, shoulders, through my core. You're doing the same here. Last breath, perhaps you've dropped the knees. We're going to head back to downward facing dog. Roll your way back up there. Take a round of breaths. Empty out through the mouth. Let it go. From here, lift the right leg to the sky. Let's open up that right hip. So I'm trying to be quite active through that leg in the sky. I like to spread the toes out. You could be right up on the ball of that left foot, the grounded foot, or lowering the heel. Maybe you're exploring lifting and lowering. And I'm trying to fire up a little through that top leg, through that right glute. Could we lift any high without lifting that right shoulder? And then bring the knee in towards the face. I refer to this as tiger curl. So could you keep your hips high? We haven't dropped into a plank, just staying nice and high with the hips. Lift the leg back up, keep hips parallel, inhale. Exhale, knee to the face. We've got one more round. Lift the leg back up. Placing knee towards the face first, then see if you can place the foot between the hands. If it gets only halfway, grab that ankle, pull the foot forwards, find yourself into a lunge. And again, we're just exploring here. You could drop the back knee and lift a little through the heart, and then perhaps push the hips back and explore lengthening through the front leg. So just creating some shapes here that feel obtainable to you. This could be where you've grabbed some blocks. We'll just work through about 2 or 3 more little curls and rounds. I'm inviting you to explore your own body. Notice if there's any deep sort of clunks anywhere in the body or little sticky spots. We're just rocking back and forth one more time. Go ahead and drop the back knee to the earth. I'm keeping the toes tucked here. Lift the arms, inhale. And we're in this nice sort of runner's lunge here. So instead of having the hips really low and sinking into those hips, could we think about drawing our energy upwards? So I've drawn right heel in, left knee in. I'm activating through my legs and through the core. There's an attempt to bring right sit bone towards the back of the right knee to lengthen the lumbar. Arms are reaching high. Keep the back toes tucked as we see if we can lift. Now, You might need hands on that front thigh. You might need to lean forwards. Just do what you can. Perhaps you've got hands supporting you on a sofa or a chair. But we're going to see if we can draw that energy up, 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 lifting the back knee. We're into a high lunge. We're going to end up in a forward fold at the top of the mat. So hands to the earth, little push off through the left foot. Come into forward fold. Let yourself tumble forward like a waterfall through the spine. Feet at hip width, soften through the knees. Let your head be heavy. Again, perhaps a deep exhalation out through the mouth if that feels nourishing and releasing. And then we're going to roll our way up. And roll those shoulders. So remember, we are going to be building our way through to dancer's pose. I invite you to take a moment pause just to feel into left and right side already. We were already working with some sort of opening but some engaging muscular movement there. Just noticing left and right side for another breath. Whatever is there, let it come, let it be. When you're ready to move, hands rise, inhale, and forward fold, exhale. Take a halfway lift, inhale. Come through to plank pose. We'll take a vinyasa, so that could be knees to the earth, perhaps high to low plank or chaturanga all the way down to the earth if you prefer. Let's take your variation of a heart opener here. Could be cobra or floating thighs for upward facing dog. And come to meet in downward dog. Left leg rises, inhale. Curl the knee towards the face, tiger curl. Keep hips high. Lift the leg, inhale. And two more, exhale. Lift the leg high. Come into that little tuck first. Bring the knee to the face, then look forwards. Place the foot between the hands. Get as far forwards as you can there, bringing that foot with grace, with ease, and then we're moving back and forth. So your choice whether you keep the back knee hovering off the earth, you might explore that. Back and forth, you could have your hands on blocks for a little extra lift, a little more room. Don't forget that we are all built differently. We move our body differently. We have, some of us, longer arms, longer torso. So just making allowances rather than judging. Rather than critiquing, come towards your body, your sensation. Come and meet me bending through the front leg. Drop the back knee to the earth. Hands rise. You could always keep the hands on the thigh if preferred. And remember, we're seeing if we can kind of hug everything into the center line here. So we want to feel that that back thigh is really firing up here. So instead of sort of sinking and relaxing, we're drawing everything to center. Left heel in, right knee in, left sit bone drawing towards the back of that left knee. Feel powerful and strong through center, through legs. Maybe hands are on that front thigh. Maybe they're reaching. Keep the back toes tucked. Go for it. Press down, begin to hover. We're into high lunge. Feel the effort of your legs take you there. And then into forward fold, top of the mat. And let yourself tumble forwards through the crown of your head. Let that breath go. We're going to unravel and roll our way all the way up. A little shrug of the shoulders. From here, shift the weight into your right foot. And then whatever kind of works with the hands, I'm choosing to bring hands to heart. If you want a little more balance, you could bring the arms out to the side. Spread the weight across that right foot. Little micro bend in the right knee so that you fire up through the leg muscles. Left knee hovers straight up and forwards. And just feel into your sense of strength, your balance here. Eyes focused. Don't let the eyes wander. We'll take an eagle, but we're not going to wrap completely around. So the aim is actually to bring left thigh over the right and then squeeze the outer edge of your calves towards one another. So I'm not worried about that bottom foot. In fact, the left foot, I'm not going to wrap it around. I want to keep that foot flexed perhaps, or pointed, whatever works to hold strength. So we're squeezing thighs, we're squeezing calves together. Can you bend a little deeper through the standing leg? Lengthen the lumbar so you're not having to bow super far forwards. You're nice and elongated through the spine. Last breath. Squeeze in, thighs. And then lift and hover the left knee. Step the left foot to the back into high lunge. Hands rise. Inhale. We're going to lift our way back into that sort of stork pose where we're bringing the hands down, lift the left knee up, and then lunge the leg back. Inhale. So we're seeing if we can find a real sense of balance here. Eyes focused helps. We should be starting to feel some warmth happening in those leg muscles. We'll go for 2 more of those. Don't worry if you're not working in the same time as me. I'm kind of letting you find your own rhythm here. All right, come and meet me into high crescent lunge again. This time let's add eagle arms, just sort of to find our way into a little bit of evenness there. Right arm underneath the left. So we'll work the other side next time. Sometimes hands on shoulders is all that we need here. Can we lift the elbows? If you have the bind, can you pull the thumbs away from the face? Feel a sense of opening through the back of the thoracic, the shoulders. Let's undo the bind on the next exhale. And then reach the arms back behind you, other way. Interlace the fingers, roll the shoulders back. We're going to do a humble warrior, but we're going to go straight forward. So it's kind of like an arrowhead humble warrior all in one. So I'm not trying to go to the inside of that right thigh. I'm just seeing if I can lift hands up behind. It could be that we're doing a variation where we have got the wrist, but I want you to see if you can actually bring the shoulder blades back. So taking hold of the wrist is probably not where we want to go on that one. We want to maybe just reach the fingers back instead and draw the shoulder blades close together. Last breath, feeling into our strength. Hands to the earth and you'll flow. So that could be child's pose for you. It could be cat-cow. Could be high to low lunge. High to low lunge? That wasn't what I meant. High to low plank. Come and meet in downward facing dog. Take a breath in. And let it go. On your next exhale, step, walk or jump to the top of the mat. Take a halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. I'm offering a roll up today, soften the knees. If you want to sweep up, you can. At this point, I'm going to bring the arms out wide, inhale. Thumbs to heart. Take a moment, pause to feel the cultivation of energy and stability that we're trying to find. That Capricorn energy of finding space and grounding through the earth. Let going of expectations that this must go a certain way on the second side. That stubbornness of the Capricorn has expectations of how things might plan out. So see if we can bring a sense of ease into the strength of the Capricorn energy so that we can find a little more balance. Okay, so when you feel ready to roll, you're going to bring the weight into that left foot. I like to bend the knee. So you could have hands at heart. We're just testing out stability at the moment. See where it goes with our energy. One more breath. And then we'll go for that eagle wrap, but I'm not going for a full wrap today. So we're seeing if we can cross right thigh, over the left. Don't worry about the arms. So do what sort of feels right for you. It's not a focus on the arms, it's a focus on the strength of leg stability. And then hug the legs in as tight as can be so that they become one. So that you feel this earthing, grounding energy from the support of your standing foot, but then it becomes like one leg, one really strong trunk of a tree. Last breath, could you sit a little bit lower? And then we'll unravel. Hands are going to rise. I'm going to call this stalk, and then bring the foot back. Whoop, find your balance. Okay, so we're going to see if we can come back into that stalk. Do what feels right with the arms. I've noticed that I've slightly changed it up, but I'm going to see if I can bring the right knee up as I bring the energy forwards, and then the right foot back. We'll do that a few more times, just whatever works with the rhythm of your breath, not necessarily having to match my pace. Last time to meet in that lunge. And then we'll take eagle arms. So this time left arm underneath the right. Perhaps you've got hands on the shoulders. If possible, lift the elbows. If possible, pull thumbs away from face if you're in that bind. Feel an openness through the rib cage at the back, the shoulder blades. And then we'll unravel the arms. Strong in our stance and our legs. Bring the hands behind you, either interlace, roll shoulders back, or just reach the fingers straight back. So your choice for our arrowhead. So this really becomes an arrowhead rather than our humble warrior. You are so welcome to have interlace of fingers if that works for you. Try to avoid really popping out through the ribs so it doesn't really become a huge heart opener. We're just trying to open up through the shoulders a little there. Last breath. And then we'll go ahead and reach the arms up. Inhale, hands towards the earth, and flow however you would like to flow. Come and meet in downward dog, and then ripple forwards through to high plank and lower your weight to the earth. Roll the shoulders back. We're going to bend through that right leg and see if you can reach back towards the right foot. Bring the left hand out to the side. So you might have your forehead touching the ground. I'm lifted so that I can speak to you quite clearly here. And we're going to do one side at a time into our bow pose. See if you can avoid that right knee going super wide as you lift. Roll the right shoulder back. Actively pull the right foot away from the buttock and see if you can lift the heart. See if your right knee will lift. One more breath. And then soften down. Just take a moment, pause. If you want a little rock of those hips, go for it. We'll do both sides and then we'll head to a little child's pose to release the lumbar. So other side, prepare. Right hand out to the side, left hand reaches back. I've grabbed the outside edge of that ankle, by the way. So we're going to see if we can start to lift the heart, roll that left shoulder back, and attempt to kick left heel away from the buttock. You might not lift that high. Just don't worry about what the shape looks like. See if you can work into the sensation of that left knee going straight up behind you, not out towards the side. One more breath. And then soften down. You might take a moment to rock the hips and then come and meet into child's pose. Gonna make our way into downward facing dog. Meeting in downward dog, start to walk the hands forwards towards the top edge of the mat. Either roll up or sweep up. Tandasana. We'll once again come towards our balance. So finding our way to the top of the mat or even off the mat, you could always turn and face a wall as well and support yourself with the opposite hand. Let's start with the right foot. Spread the toes, take up space. Micro bend into the right knee. Bringing the left hand behind you. If we can, we take the inside edge of the ankle, so thumb is up. Otherwise, if there's not quite enough room in the quad or in the shoulder, we have outside edge thumb down. Do not overthink this. Do what is available in your body today. We start, if possible, with the knees close together. Opposite hand reaches up, fix your gaze. I'm going to start by actively pushing left foot into left hand. And that knee's going to drive back. Takes a little heart opener here. Consciously draw lower ribs back in. Maybe you start to teeter slightly forwards through the heart. Don't go too far. Could you keep adding on through that back leg, nice and strong and active? Eyes focused. Breathe. You're going to come to meet slowly at the top of your mat. And may I suggest instead of a forward fold, you come through to a squat. And don't worry if the heels are not grounded, but you might just need to widen the knees a little bit. You could even melt through the heart and the head before we head towards the second side. Standing into that left foot. Spread out those left toes, take up space. Right hand out to the side, a little micro bend through the standing leg for more support. Pause first, thighs together. Left hand rises or reaches to the wall in front of you. Kick the heel away from the buttock, straight back, open that right shoulder. Maybe you start to bow a little further forwards, but not too far. And then again, actively kick right heel away from your body. You're seeing if you can keep the heart relatively lifted. It is a heart opening pose, along with hip flexors opening. Last breaths. And then slow as can be, we end up standing to squatting. Come to sensations of body, awareness of surroundings, awareness of breath. We're going to end up on our spine. I'm going to gently drop hips towards the earth and slowly roll back. Pause on your spine, hugging the knees in. Nothing too vigorous here, just gentle movement. If you wanted to, you could windscreen wipe those legs a little side to side. And then allow the knees to soften down to one side. Maybe it feels great to turn the head the opposite way. Pause for 3 breaths. And then coming through to center. Same on the other side. From this point, it is time to settle into Savasana. It could be that you're grabbing a couple of props here to place underneath the back of the head or the knees. As we settle in for deep rest. become aware of breath, drawing in through the nose or the mouth, the lips, and then leaving the body perhaps a little warmer. Become aware of your surroundings now as you gently bring a little wiggle through fingers, through toes. Perhaps turning it into a deep, nourishing stretch. Meeting once again seated. Thumbs to heart. And a gentle bow of forehead towards fingertips. A moment to acknowledge the effort to roll out your mat today. The effort to stay on your mat today. The effort of presence. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like it below, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon. Not only will this keep you up to date with my offerings, but will keep content like Tula being free and accessible to all.